July 10th, 2015. Climate change and weather extremes have caused devastating drought in South America. The National Academy of Scientists has reported that cropland is being eroded 10 times faster than it can be replaced. Food shortages are pandemic worldwide. This could be the story in many newspapers around the globe. Sounds pretty grim, doesn't it? However, there is a silver lining to this story. The good news is that we may be able to change the outcome of that futuristic headline, eroding soils, darkening our future, to a positive one. Soil health. What will you leave? First, to know the future, we have to understand our past. In 1938, Walter Loudermilk, a senior official in the Soil Conservation Service, traveled abroad to look at the croplands that had been eroded for thousands of years. Seeking to learn how these older civilizations had coped with soil erosion, he found that some had managed their land well and were thriving. Others had abandoned soil and water conservation practices used for centuries. Here, erosion had done its worst. Even though the cities were destroyed and the populations dispersed, the area might be repopulated again. But now that the soils were gone, all was gone. Scarcely 6 inches thick, this thin film of soil is the foundation of civilization. Geomorphologist David Montgomery, in Dirt, the Erosion of Civilization, describes soil as the skin of the earth, the frontier between geology and biology. Just as our skin needs nourishment to keep us healthy, the skin of the earth, or soil, also needs to be healthy. NRCS defines soil health as the capacity of soil to function as a vital living ecosystem that sustains plants, animals, and humans. A healthy soil is a vital tool to reverse soil degradation. Having a healthy soil means providing a foundation and base for materials, roads, and other infrastructure which will all ensure our communities and livelihoods remain. As the 4th generation on our family farm in northeastern South Dakota, I plan on continuing in production agriculture, and I want to leave a legacy farm that will be handed down for future generations. Global warming, climate change, drought, and floods are all extreme weather patterns. Just as the Dust Bowl of the 1930s changed the landscape of America, we need to realize having healthy soils will provide for a more resilient soil system to sustain those extreme weather patterns. If soil blows or washes away, consider it takes 1,000 years to create just 2 inches of soil. If our soil blows or washes away, there are 4 tools to reverse soil degradation. 1. Disturb the soil minimally. 2. Keep the soil covered. 3. Plant diverse crops such as cover crops. And 4. Keep a living root in the soil all year round. I know these tools are being used because I've been part of the conversation with my uncle and grandpa on selecting cover crop mixtures. For my part in soil health, I plan to leave cover over the winter. I'm confident that farmers and ranchers are doing what they can to build that next inch of soil. As we look to the future, there will be 10 billion people by 2050. With more people come the risk of starvation and diseases. I recently saw an analogy that there were more microorganisms living in a teaspoon of healthy soil than there were people on this planet. That is simply amazing. All those microorganisms teaming up to improve the quality of soil and make it nutrient-rich. I'd like to think of it as healthy soil equals healthy people. We need healthy soil to be able to eat healthy food and to sustain our population for generations to come. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to conclude by having you think about the word health. It is important for all of us. It is why we are here. We all want to have healthy lives and live in a healthy environment. Health can be a complex subject. It can be a daunting subject, especially when we think about how important healthy soil is to our life, longevity, and the legacy that we will leave for future generations and the world. Let's not create headlines for the future that will be doom and gloom about the destruction of civilization. I know my role in the importance of soil health, but what will you leave? Thank you.